You've just spawned in the world of Surrounded and you're wondering how you're going to make it through this chaos alive. The game doesn't pull punches and your first few days can be brutal if you don't know what you're doing. What? In this video, we will go through a few essential survival tips that'll give you the edge you need in your first playthrough. From melee combat, items to horde, and vehicles, these are core mechanics every survivor should master. By the way, before we get to cover these tips, I just want to let you guys know that there is a game code hidden in this video. If you happen to find it, comment down below, and whether you're going to download it or give it to a friend, I hope you or them enjoy. What up survivors, I'm Mr. Mo, and this is your beginner survival guide for Surrounded, which is currently 50% off during its Steam summer sale. If you enjoy zombie survival games, drop a like, stay tuned, and stick around for these tips to survive your first night in one piece. Tip number 1, don't rush into towns. Towns are very tempting, but can be very dangerous. They're filled with plenty of containers to loot, but also many zombies. And who knows, maybe even a boss zombie. Instead, go for small areas. There's gas stations which you can find fuel and car repair kits, diners scattered around for food and drinks, and small houses for loot that you typically find in homes like clothing, tape, wrenches, maybe even some tools. There will be less loot, but also fewer zombies to take on, and in the beginning, just with your small survival knife, a lot of zombies is a lot of problems. Tip number 2, melee is king early on. Melee. The guns in this game are fun to use, but without the proper attachments like silencers or muzzles can draw a crowd. A crowbar, a bat, or even a machete can be the best option to take out zombies without alerting anything other nearby. Save the guns and ammos for the bandits and the coyotes, who are the human NPCs that are hostile the moment they spot you and will try to take you out. Tip number 3, check every container. If it looks lootable, check it. Different POIs will have many containers in all shapes and sizes. Nightstands and closets can hold clothes. Fridges and kitchen cabinets will store food and hydration drinks. Trunks and cages can store weapons, tents, and many more. There's also garbage piles and dumpsters which you can loot and sometimes have very valuable resources needed for crafting. Tip number 4, always carry medical supplies. It's inevitable, you're going to take damage, whether it's from a zombie, a bandit, or just gravity alone. Keeping a stack of bandages on you at all times will save you. If you're bleeding and don't stop it, it's game over. If you used up your starting bandages, don't worry, the clothes you spawn with can be ripped into cloth and crafted into bandages. The starting clothes give no benefit, so wearing them or not doesn't change damage taken. Pro tip, if you don't want to be running around in just underwear, rip the clothing while your character is wearing it, and there's a small bug that will keep the clothing on your guy, but they'll be ripped into cloth. Tip number 5, stealth is survival. Not being spotted by the enemies raises your chances of survival when looting an area. Crouching reduces visibility and allows you to sneak up on enemies and score extra damage from stealth attack. Avoid sprinting unless you have to make an escape or get somewhere safe. The zombies can hear you, and once a group's on you, it's hard to shake them. Tip number 6, pick your battles wisely. One thing I've learned is I'm not a superhero, but just another survivor in the valley. Oh no! Fighting multiple zombies at once is how you die and lose all your loot. Aim to fight in open spaces. You can kite enemies over one at a time. Use corners, small gaps, and vehicles to funnel enemies and control the fight. I try not to fight more than 2 zombies at once, as I get winded and they don't. So if 3 or 4 are coming at you, just make a run for it, or even better, jump on top of a vehicle and let your stamina come back. Tip number 7, don't hoard trash to sell. Fish or hunt instead. At the moment, you can do what I call bagception, storing bags within bags. It's very cheesy, but will get you tons of loot space. You're still going to fill up your backpack very fast, so unless you're planning on stopping at the nearest trade post, drop broken gear and useless junk. Take only what is high in value and stackable to maximize profits. Keep food, meds, repair kits, and cloth at all times and sell the rest. Fishing and hunting is also where I get the most profits. You can fish and hunt, and then don't forget to cook the meats, because for some reason, the traders are so lazy, they'll pay you extra if it's cooked already. Easiest way to make money in the beginning to buy that backpack you wanted or that suppressor you needed. Tip number 8, toolboxes, medical bags, and gun cases. There are more ways to carry loot other than backpacks, and they come in the form of toolboxes used to store tools and crafting materials, medical bags which can hold any medical item like bandages, medkits, and radiation pills. Gun cases, they are great for looting weapons, ammo, and weapon attachments without taking up space in your bags. And lastly, clothing with pockets. Some examples are military jackets and pants which have pockets. The hunting vests and tactical rigs have their own equipment slot and will have extra storage slots for loot. All of those items can stack within each other to create even more storage, just like the bagception of bags within bags. Tip number 9, sleeping bags and tents. Sleeping bags and tents are very useful for the main use of sleeping through the night. The bag takes up less space in your inventory and can be placed almost anywhere. Keep one in your inventory at all times. Tents, on the other hand, have space to store loot. You can set these up in specific bases or multiple around the world as small campsites to recoup and restock on supplies. I typically try to leave the tents where I place them in good areas to keep them as an outpost in case I need to restock or refuel on the way from one side of the map to the other. So if you find a tent, don't leave it behind, pick it up, place it somewhere that you can make it into a small outpost for gear and guns that you want to leave behind and can come back at any time. Tip number 10, crafting and cooking. You can craft essential items like bandages, ammo, and even cook foods like fish, meats, and boil your water. There are workbenches that you can use to craft storage containers, build bases with walls and defenses, and disassemble items for resources at the disassembly station. If you open up your inventory, you'll see the crafting menu, which lets you craft a bench, which is the typical standard level 1 bench, bandages, campfires, which you can use to cook, and even more. Keep this in mind when you're around the road and you need a campfire to cook. You can just gather up some rocks and wood, craft a campfire, put it down, and cook your meats and waters and hit the road again. Tip number 11, repair over replace. With durability finally added to the game, weapons and armors and vehicles can now break while in use. It's best to keep one weapon, one armor, and one vehicle repair kit in inventory at all times. The weapons will break the more you use them, and so will silencers and muzzles. Armors and vehicles break after taking damage from the zombies or bandits, so pay attention to their health and do not let them break in the middle of a battle. Last thing you want is to have your vehicle surrounded by zombies in the middle of nowhere and you can't escape or repair it. So think twice before running over a bunch of zombies or just driving your vehicle into a highly populated area. Tip number 12 is fuel. F means full. Speaking of vehicles, they can spawn anywhere in the world with random health and fuel, sometimes even with zero fuel. Gas stations will generally have gas that you can take with you, and store some extra tanks in the trunks for emergencies. Another item in the game that uses fuel are generators, which are used to power up your base. There's a small generator, a medium, and then a large generator. Each of these will take at least one tank of gas to fill them up completely and will be used as long as you leave them on at your base. So don't leave base with your generator on because you will come back to an empty one. If your vehicle is low from fuel, try to get away from any threats around because the last thing you need is what we mentioned before, is having you and your vehicle surrounded by the dead. Run. You can always come back to your car. And just some quick bonus tips for you guys. Bonus tip number 1, loot does respawn in the world. So if you visit a POI and you looted it completely and you're gone for a few days, feel free to stop on by again. Zombies will respawn too, but at least those containers will be filled with more loot that you might be able to use for something useful. Another bonus tip is, it's okay to die. You're going to learn from your mistakes. You're going to die a lot, but every run teaches you something new, where to go, what to avoid, and what not to carry. Don't rage quit, just adapt. What? And once you feel comfortable, raise the difficulty. Just kidding, you don't have to do that. But I do. I typically like playing on a harder difficulty with permadeath on. And this one is very, very, very important because I suffer from it even to this day. Close to 100 hours and I still panic. But when you're surrounded, the worst thing you can do is panic. Mr. Weaver. Oh! Back away, use obstacles, heals if you need, and regroup. I've panicked so many times and lost my characters on permadeath mode that it's a shame that I have over 100 hours and still panic that way and use all my bandages up when I don't need to. So think twice, take a deep breath before you start panic running anywhere and not able to jump because you lost your stamina. Just to recap, SurrounDead is brutal, but it's also one of the most rewarding survival games if you learn the rhythm. Stick with these tips, play smart, and you'll make it past the first few days. Now I want to hear from you. What was your biggest obstacle when you first started playing SurrounDead? My biggest obstacle, even 100 hours later, are the acidic zombies. They have ended 2 of my permadeath runs on day 19 the same exact way. And you guys didn't see that. If you guys got any tips that I missed or feel that I should mention it, drop it down below in the comments. And if you guys are into zombie survival games, don't forget to like and subscribe. We will be covering a lot of zombie survival games on this channel for the future to come. And I appreciate all of you taking your time and hanging out and seeing these tips that I think will help any other survivor in the valley. Once again, I'm Mr. Mo. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you out there surviving the dead. See you later.